Hey guys, what's going on? Mr. Andromas here, and here I am doing a predictions video for not only WWE Backlash but also for NXT Takeover Chicago. So let's jump. Also, while I'm playing, Halo 5 Guardians, Firefight Warzone, as always. So let's jump right into it. So for the first match for NXT Chicago, we have the Authors of Pain versus DIY for the NXT Tag Team titles in a ladder match, which is kind of scary if you're the Authors of Pain. But I'm really looking forward to this match. Every single DIY is my favorite tag team currently in wrestling, at least in WWE anyways. They're my favorite tag team. I absolutely love both wrestlers, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. They're just such a good tag team together, and just as wrestlers, they're amazing. Absolutely wonderful chemistry together, and it's a real shame that they're probably going to be broken up in one day. I don't see Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny being a tag team forever. I definitely see them being better rivals than a tag team partner. So they're definitely going to be broken up at some point. And I'm actually going to make a pretty bold prediction and say that the Authors of Pain retain their titles. And Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa not only lose the match, but get broken up. And have, probably a really good, decent, long rivalry together. So yeah, that's what I'm going to predict. I'm going to say that they actually get broken up here. And the Authors of Pain retain their titles. And I might die. Ow. Okay. So for the next match, we have Tyler Bate defending his WWE UK Championship, United Kingdom Championship. I absolutely love saying that. WWE United Kingdom Champion. That's just an awesome. I'm not even from the UK, but I'm just so happy that they have this title. And I'm really happy that New Japan is going to have a United States title, which is definitely going to be more prestigious than WWE's United States Championship, I'm sure. But anyways, we have Tyler Bate defending his title against Pete Dunne. Tyler Bate successfully defended his title against Mark Andrews, which was an awesome, just awesome match at the UK special event that they had on Thursday. I don't know. It was recorded in the UK, so it's kind of hard to remember when it actually was. But Tyler Bate successfully defended against Mark Andrews. And Pete Dunne beat Trent Seven in a #1 contenders match to get a shot at the title again. Both matches were really good, especially the Mark Andrews and the Tyler Bate match. Amazing match. Like, holy hell. Such a good match. So who do I think is going to win? I think actually Pete Dunne's going to win. I wouldn't be surprised if they keep the belt on Tyler Bate, because Tyler Bate is such a young guy, and he's really good for how young he is. He's so good, and I think WWE really likes that this kid is as young as he is, and he's kicking ass. He's as good as he is. I wouldn't be surprised if he wins, but I'm actually gonna go Pete Dunne. I'm gonna throw it out there. I'm gonna say, where's my battle rifle? Whatever. I'm gonna say that Pete Dunne wins the match and he becomes the new WWE UK champion. I'm going to throw it out there. And so for the next match, we have Roderick Strong with Cassius Ohno and No Way Jose versus Eric Young and the rest of Insanity, which is Alexander Wolf and Killian Dane. Two names I'm not really a big fan of, but Sandy, they're an awesome faction. I absolutely love Sandy. They're pretty much the new Wyatt family, but a little bit more even crazier, like Sandy is just a group of wild cards that love to go out there and just kick ass, and they really love doing it at the same time. They're a crazy faction. I absolutely love Sandy. I love that Eric Young is the he's the head, he's the leader of the faction. I absolutely love it. So, who I think is going to win? I'm actually going to say Sandy wins. I could be wrong. But, actually, Sandy won. Sandy won last time. Last time they had the 6-man tag match, which was at the last TakeOver event. Sandy did win, so actually I'm gonna reverse my decision and say I had No Way Jose, Roderick Strong, and Cassius Ohno, aka Chris Hero. They win the match, because last time I do remember that Sandy did win. It was the same match too. It was Cassius Ohno, Roderick Strong, and No Way Jose. So I'm gonna say that they do win this time and Sandy loses. And yeah, so on to the next. I think it's gonna be a good match. I don't want to run over a bunch of these matches, but you know, I do think it's gonna be a good match. You know, 6-man tag matches are always really good when you have a stacked. Well, you know, Alexander Wolf and Killian Dane. You know, they are pretty impressive. Killian Dane was awesome at WrestleMania. Pretty sure that was Killian Dane. He was in the Battle Royal. Hopefully he stops using. I can't remember if he stopped using Kenny Omega's move or not. The one-winged angel. I hope he did, because that move should be protected if and when Kenny Omega eventually comes to WWE. But you know, we'll see. But you know, I think it's gonna be a good match. I wish Cassius Ohno would be more in the main event scene, as well as Roderick Strong. But you know, Roderick Strong, Cassius Ohno, they have been in the main event scene, but they never had that takeover main event yet that they both of them should eventually get. I don't really care if No Way Jose does, but eventually Cassius Ohno and Roderick Strong definitely should have a takeover main event match for the title. I think it would be wrong if they didn't. But you know, eventually, wow. Eventually, I'm sure they will. But I'm going to say that they go over Sandy here. And then next we have, for the NXT Women's title, we have the defending, amazing, beautiful Asuka. Defending her title against Ruby Riott. And a girl that I really love is Nikki Cross. Nikki Cross is awesome. I'm a big fan of her work. You know, Ruby Riott's pretty good too, but yeah, Nikki Cross is great. She's also part of the Sandy faction. Really good stuff from her. But I'm gonna say Asuka defends her title successfully. I think that they would be mad to take the title off of her. I think they should wait until Ember Moon. Really, the only girl I see being Asuka for the title is Ember Moon. Ember Moon is the chosen one. You know, she's the chosen one. She should definitely be the one to take the title off of Asuka. So I'm going to say that once again, Asuka defends her title successfully and keeps the streak alive as the NXT Women's Champion until Ember Moon comes back. At least until Ember Moon comes back and beats her for the title, because right now Ember Moon is out with an injury. And I say when she comes back, she should definitely be the one that takes the title off of her. There's rumors of Asuka going to the main roster. So when Ember Moon comes back, I'm going to say that that's when Asuka loses the title. And Ember Moon, who I definitely think should be the next champion, the next women's champion, you know, comes back and beats Asuka. She's going to be the chosen one, you know. She's going to be the Brock Lesnar that beats, you know, The Undertaker. Because Asuka has a... I don't think Asuka ever lost a match while being in NXT. And it's believable too. It's very believable. It's believable that Asuka would go that long, that far without you know, losing at all in NXT. She really is. She really is someone that makes a streak believable without losing in any kind of way. So I'm gonna go with Asuka once again. And next match we have Bobby Roode, the glorious one, Bobby Roode, who really, ever since coming to NXT, has just been such a great talent to watch. You know, I was a big fan of Bobby Roode in TNA, especially when they were doing the beer money thing with James Storm. I absolutely love Bobby Roode. I hate him, but you know, it's a good kind of hate. I absolutely hated when he was the TNA champion for that long amount of time, but he really proved to be like a top heel in the industry when he did that his first TNA World Title run when he was a heel, and eventually Austin Aries did beat him for the title, which I remember when Austin Aries won the TNA World Title, and he was the guy who beat Bobby Roode, the guy to finally get the title off of him. And I was just like, that's when TNA was still, you know, pretty good. I was just like, that was a great story and a great decision to have Austin Aries be the one to, well, you know, he was the one to finally take the title off of Bobby Roode and win the TNA World Title, and I think that was just an awesome time and a really good program that they did. But anyways, back to WWE here. You know, ever since coming to NXT, Bobby Roode has really proved that not only in TNA was he a top guy, but just as much in WWE, he has really proved ever since coming to NXT that he is a top guy and a top heel in the WWE. Even if it's not the main roster, trust me, when he goes to the main roster, he will be right there, I'm sure, for, you know, getting a shot at the WWE title or the Universal title, which will probably be on, I would say if Bobby Roode went to the main roster, probably would be on SmackDown. I would much prefer him, for Bobby Roode to go to SmackDown than Raw. However, they might not because, you know, Shinsuke Nakamura is on SmackDown. So maybe you should go Raw, but you know, we'll see. I wouldn't mind seeing Samoa Joe versus Bobby Roode, or maybe they become a tag team together. Who knows? But anyways, back to the title that he's actually defending against is against Hideo Itami, or as I like to call him, just Kenta. That's who he is. You know, I would much prefer Kenta than Hideo Itami. Even though, you know, Hideo Itami's not a bad name. It's a good name. I just love calling him Kenta because I thought that was an awesome name. Back when he wrestled as Kenta in Pro Wrestling Noah. But, you know, this is finally, Hideo Itami gets a shot at the NXT World Title in a big match. It's been a long time coming. Hideo Itami kind of got that chance taken away from him when he hurt his shoulder. And, you know, if it wasn't for that injury, he could have possibly won the NXT World Title at the Beast of the East event in Japan. The one that Finn Balor beat Kevin Owens for the NXT World Title. That could have very well possibly been Hideo Itami winning that title. So we'll see. I'm gonna go with Bobby Roode too, because I haven't heard anything about Bobby Roode going to Maine yet. I really need ammo, but that's why I'm kind of running around like an idiot. This is live commentary, but I'm gonna say that Bobby Roode successfully defends his title. He keeps going as the champion because I think he is a great and glorious champion. And you know, I just haven't heard anything about him going to Maine, so I'm gonna say that he does successfully defend the title against Hideo Itami. And I think it's gonna be a great match. I think Hideo Itami should win. Wow. I really think Hideo Itami should win the world title, but you know, if he doesn't, that's cool. But I'm actually going to go with Bobby Roode to successfully win, or successfully defend the NXT World Title against Hideo Itami. So those are my predictions for NXT Takeover in Chicago. And yeah, I think this is going to be one of their better. It seems like it's been a little bit since they had a really good takeover. And I think this is going to be kind of like getting that back, that this is going to be one of their best takeovers in a while that they have put on. Especially because the WWE UK title is on the line between Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne. So that's for your predictions for WWE Takeover Chicago. I think it's going to be a great event, and I'm really looking forward to it, which is tonight. So let's jump right into WWE Backlash. Also, one more thing, jumping into Backlash is going to be, well, for one, Shinsuke Nakamura is going to be on the cover, so that's exciting. But one more thing about WWE TakeOver is that I think that WWE is going to have more UK specials. And so I don't know if they're going to keep on doing the UK title at TakeOver events, but you know, they finally had a UK special just a couple of days ago, so I think they're going to do maybe once a month they'll have a UK special. But so just to throw it out there, I don't know if the UK title is going to be defended, you know, on a regular basis at a TakeOver, but you know, from the looks of it, they're going to have more UK specials, which is awesome. Maybe I'll do reviews and predictions of that once they actually start moving the ball more. So just to throw that out there for the